This is going to be kind of like a crash course on everything I've learned about happiness in my life, which is definitely less than a lot of people, but I think it's more than most people because I think about things a lot. So hopefully it, I don't know, is something. I have three kind of like main points I want to talk about. Number one, you will never achieve happiness. I know that sounds kind of rough. I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't true, but it is true. And I think like, obviously, like you can be happy. You will be happy. You will experience happiness, right? But you can't achieve happiness. You can't secure it. You can't obtain it and hold on to it. So sorry. And you like know this, everyone knows this, but also we don't. Like we always tell ourselves, if I get this thing, I'll be happy. If I do this thing, I'll be happy. If I achieve this thing or like experience this thing, then I'll be happy. You know, we've all like told ourselves these things. And evidently, right, it's not true. Like none of us are just perpetually happy after those things happen for us. Sorry, I really picked a bad time to record a video. My throat's being weird. I don't know why. But anyway, Wikipedia mug, by the way. One of my favorite possessions. Okay, anyway. But yeah, you can't achieve happiness. And I think that's something you're going to have to keep reminding yourself. That's something I have to like relearn. I always slowly forget and then have to remember again. And that's kind of goes for all of these things. But anyway, you will never achieve happiness. And you have to like learn to be okay with the fact that it's fleeting. It comes and goes. You will be unhappy probably just as much as you are happy, no matter how good your life is. Like that's just human beings. That's just what it is. Number two, ego is the number one like enemy of happiness. And by ego, I don't just mean like arrogance. I mean like the psychic construct like that we all have like built into us, right? Like that thing that like is the separator between us and everyone else. Like, and it's like a good thing, right? Like that's why we have like survival instincts and like all these other like it's a necessary part of our psychology, right? But it's also like so bad for us in so many ways. And like that manifests in a lot of different ways. I think most commonly it's either like in living too aspirationally, like kind of what I was talking about before, right? That idea of like, oh, if I'm just this kind of person, if I just like achieve these goals, or if I just like grind or work really hard, or like if I'm just like the right type of person, if I just make myself good, then I'll be happy. And that's just not true. Like you can never get to that point. You can like improve as a person, right? But that can't be driven by ego for it to be like sustainable. At least like it has to be driven by an authentic like love and like desire for growth. Could make a whole other video about that. I probably will someday. But I have a lot of feelings about those things, a lot of thoughts about those things. But anyway, or and manifest in like despair, right? Like that's still ego, but it's like the self-deprecating side of ego is like you know, you just like the way we idolize people or the way that we hate ourselves. It's that like whole thing, you know, like there's these people and we look at them and we're like, they just know how to talk to people. They're just so talented. They're so attractive. They're so like cool or so successful. Like they have these things that I want, and they're just fundamental to like who they are, and I'll never be that. And like it's this whole like thing of like believing that you are fundamentally worse than someone else, when none of that is true. Like those people also suck, just in ways that you don't see, and also they've grown out of other areas that they like also suck in, right? Like we're all just, the best we can do is just grow out of things. And some people are great people, right? But that's like they've grown out of a lot of things. They've like learned a lot, right? It's not like they're just better. We all like go through stuff, and like we all struggle and like are self-conscious, and like no one is fundamentally better or worse than you, you know? And again, that's a thing we know, but it doesn't feel like it. Like we have to keep relearning that lesson. But either way, that's ego, you know? That's like, we have this idea that if we're somehow different, then we can be happy, like that we can change ourselves, or that we can't change ourselves. And that's like equally like damaging to believe, you know, that it's like either I'm stuck in unhappiness forever, or I just need to be good enough to finally be happy. And neither one of those are true. Like you can be happy like in really bad circumstances, and you can be miserable in really good circumstances, or like as a really good version of yourself or a really bad version of yourself, right? Like it's not about you. I hope that made sense. I feel like I kind of went in circles there, but I think you get the point. Number 3, sorry, I hope I'm not like rushing, but I also don't want this to be like a 30-minute video, because it easily could be. Anyway, let me take a breath here. I also have a problem where I like never want to edit one of my videos, so this is always just one take, which I think I like as a viewer, or would like as a viewer, but like maybe this isn't a great experience for you. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Okay. Number 3, you are the only person and the only thing responsible for your own happiness. Which sounds simple, but I think, I don't know, these all build off of each other, right? They're all sort of intertwined. But like, it took me a long time to realize this, that like, even like, not just people, but also circumstances, right? Kind of like what I was just saying, you know, like you have to live your life in a way that is like taking responsibility for your own happiness. You can't make that the job of another thing or another person. Like I've been in really good relationships. Like I've been really, really in love with people, and I'm not gonna lie, yes, it did make me a lot happier. Like it truly did. It makes you happy, right? But at least in like one of those relationships, right, I made the mistake of giving her responsibility for my happiness, like assigning that to her. I'm like, oh, I'm happy because of her. And then it's like, that's so damaging. That's so like, that breakup ruined me, because then that person owns your happiness. You don't own your happiness. Like they control it by like how happy they make you. And that's so unhealthy. Like that's so, it's unhealthy for them too. Like it's not fair to them, and it's also not fair to you, right? Like you have to live in a way that prioritizes your own happiness. And that doesn't mean like being selfish, but it does mean like not expecting anyone else to make you happy, not making that their job, right? And even things too, like I had a job that I loved. It was like my favorite job I've ever had. And I left, which like is a whole other story. But anyway, it sucks. Like I'm not as happy now since I left that job. Like I'm looking for a new job now. hoping that that will also be happy, right? But like, even that job can't be responsible for my happiness, because what if it ends, right? Like, it did end for me, and then I'm just going to be miserable until I find another job. Like, no, you have to like live your life prioritizing your own happiness. And that does, like, you can seek out things like jobs that will make you happy, and that's good to do, but like, your happiness can't be contingent on things like that or on people, right? Like, and I think I've just lately really had to like confront that, which is why it's been on my mind so much. Sorry. Anyway, like, I'm like, every day I'm like still learning how to actually do things for the sake of my happiness, right? And recognize that that's a worthy cause. Like, it's worth doing things for your happiness, right? Because the alternative is like trying to set up these other mechanisms in your life to make you happy, so that you don't have to like every day decide to like do things that like increase the likelihood of your happiness, right? And that's like what you have to do. Otherwise, your happiness is like owned by the other things and not like by you every day, you know? I hope that makes sense. Like, for example, recently I sort of made like a vow to myself. I'm like, I recognize I'm like a person who really values novelty and new experiences, and those things tend to make me happy, right? So like, I told myself like every day I'm going to either watch a new movie or listen to an album I've never listened to before. And like recognizing that it's important to prioritize little things like that, to increase the likelihood of my happiness, right? Important thing to know with that, I will fail. I will. Like, there will be days where I don't do one of those things. Like, it's gonna happen, which is why the whole ego thing is so important, right? If I was being aspirational about it, it'd be like, I would be attaching my ego to that goal. I'd be like, okay, I have to do this every day and then I'll be happy. And it's like, no, I have to do this every day, because the act of doing it itself is going to increase the chances of my happiness, right? Like, the value is in doing it, not in achieving it. And I think that's so important with any goal, is like, it's about moving towards it. It's not about achieving it. It's about, it's that whole thing of like, it's about the journey, not the destination. But it's like really true. And we always, humans, man, we just like forget that all the time. We have to like keep relearning that. Anyway, I feel like I'm like major crazy mega rambling. I'm sorry. Or I'm not. You're watching this. I don't know. I hope it's good. Anyway, another thing I wanted to mention about the whole ego thing. Reading, right? I want to be a reader. I've never really been a reader. I think that would benefit me in a lot of ways, including my happiness. I had like a philosophy book that I've read like a good chunk of, but it was kind of like intimidating, right? And I realized like, I'm reading this because this is the sort of person I want to be, is someone who reads philosophy books, right? Like, I attached my ego to it, but really I don't have like, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not in this space of like being like actually enjoying that most days. So I have to like detach my ego from it and be like, okay, I'm gonna like do something easier or like lower pressure, right? I got this book. It's just a little book, not very intimidating for a lot of reasons. By Kenko, A Cup of Sake Beneath the Cherry Trees, and it's like this dude, I think he was a monk. He lived from 1283 to 1353. Japanese guy, right? And it's just like little tiny sections. It's just like thoughts. Like it's just kind of like a journal almost. I don't know. Like some of them are anecdotes, some of them are just like ideas or things on his mind. And it's just like cool. It's like really low pressure. I mean, it's a small book, but also like look, this is like one section, right? It's just like this little chunk. Or sorry, this little chunk is one section. Anyway, you get the idea. Like I can just read a little bit at a time. But it's like that's not as cool as reading this cool philosophy book, right? But it's like this is where I'm at right now, and it makes me happy to like, you know, you have to strip away those ideas about who you're trying to be and actually meet yourself where you are and grow from there. And so anyway, I didn't mean for that to turn into a book recommendation. I mean, if you want to read it, it's pretty cool so far. I'm into it. It's just like random little, I don't know, it's just this dude who lived hundreds of years ago, and you get to like read what he thought about, which is cool. But anyway, all of that is just to say that like you just have to like actually be honest with yourself about where you're at, and like just meet yourself where you're at and care about the things that you think will make you happier, and just try it. And it's not like we add all this ego and all this significance and all this like, you know, being all or nothing about things. I do that all the time. I'm talking about me. When I say we, I'm talking about me, right? But it's like, just be where you're at and just try things, and just every day, like be gentle with yourself, you know, and do stuff that doesn't like matter, but it matters to you, right? Like, I think that's just huge. That's something I never learned how to do, like when I was younger, and I'm trying to learn now, you know. Like another example, I've been burning incense like all the time, like probably too much, right? And it's pointless. Like it doesn't do anything. It just like looks kind of cool. I look like looking at the smoke. It like smells good. It like adds some vibes and atmosphere to my room, right? Like I like it. It's so pointless, but it makes me happy, right? And like just like investing in little things like that are just because, you know, just because you want to. I think that's huge, and that's something I'm like having to learn how to do every day. I'm having to like prioritize dumb little things like this, you know. So yeah, I don't know what this video turned into, but I hope it was helpful or interesting, or I don't know. Another thing, final thought, you just have to live, and it's gonna be okay. I know it's really hard to be happy. Sometimes it's actually impossible to be happy, and that's okay too. Like, it's all about accepting that, you know. And I think like a lot of these ideas, a lot of these lessons, I don't know if I watched this video, like if I didn't know these things, I didn't experience them, and I just watched this video, if it would help at all. Like, I don't know if this is gonna help anyone, because I think you just have to live, and you have to go through a lot of painful things to learn what happiness actually is for you. It's different for everyone, and I think like there's only so much you can read about or listen to someone about. Like, you just have to live your life and learn things and go through things, and it's gonna suck and it's gonna be really hard, but it's gonna be okay too. And you will find happiness again. Like, it comes and it goes, right? But if you can like learn to be okay with that, that's all you can do. And it's so much better than fighting to like try to find this secret of like how to finally be okay. It's like, you can be not okay, you know? And like, I think allowing yourself to be not okay is the best way, like, to move towards being okay again, you know? Anyway, that was a lot, but yeah, okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time maybe. I don't know. Anyway.